Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be doing a review on a GSI coffee filter. So for years, whenever I made coffee in the woods or on an island, uh, anytime in the wild, I always made cowboy coffee. So I'd have a bush pot. I've also done it in my 32 ounce stainless steel bottle. So basically it's just water, put the coffee on it, get it boiling, boil it for 1 minute, splash cold water in it, pour it off, and it's good to go. It's great coffee, love it. However, I got a Kelly kettle. It's like a volcano style boiler where the fire is actually inside the bottle. Boils water like ridiculously fast. So I got one of those for a different trip that I'm on right now. But the problem with that is it is a water boiler and that is it. So it's I believe it's made in Ireland or Scotland. So they make tea with it. It's great for what it does, but it's definitely not a full cook system in itself. You just have hot water. You don't have coffee. So I was looking for some kind of filter. So I tried a bunch of handkerchiefs and all that kind of stuff, and nothing was really working out that well for me. So I actually got this at trying to remember now, REI, I believe. So this thing folds pretty flat. It's it's the same diameter as my 32 ounce cup and bottle, which is a bonus for packing. So I got the thing, tried it, and I had some issues with it actually. I don't know. I didn't read the directions, so whatever. Maybe it said in the directions. But I was pouring water. I was just put coffee directly in here. I thought this was going to be great. It clips onto the cup. Like this, and then you just pour the hot water over it. So I was putting coffee directly in here, and there's not enough of a filter. The water runs through too fast, so the coffee was awful. So I kind of put it away. Didn't really mess with the thing. On this trip I'm on right now, I'm traveling ultralight here, so I've got this is a Foster's beer can bush pot I made, cooking it on an alcohol stove. So the same kind of concept. I have water. I don't have coffee. So I broke out my GSI filter again. However, this time I added a regular coffee filter from the house. This is like a 12 cupper. I don't really know that it matters because it doesn't fit this one all that well anyway. So by adding this little filter, I push it in, and that seems to slow down the water enough where the coffee brews out well, and I get a decent cup of coffee with it. All right, so usually it's a tablespoon per cup. I'm gonna give it like 2 or 3 tablespoons because I've got more coffee than I know what to do with, so I can water it down a little bit if it's too strong. And any coffee that gets past the paper filter, the mesh filter catches. So that's kind of a nice way to go here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pour the hot water over it. So I kind of sped up the process by pressing on a little bit. I normally don't do that. I'm just need some coffee this morning. And then it just all unclips. and it leaves you your paper filter. Now, traditionally, I just burn this right in the fire. Here on this island, I'm cooking on my alcohol stove. So next time I get the alcohol stove lit, I'll just go ahead and let this paper dry out and throw it in there. But I'm sure it's biodegradable. It's a paper filter, but I still am going to carry it out with me. So this is completely worthless if the coffee isn't good. So a little island coffee here this morning. That's good. That's good. A little strong. That's kind of what I wanted. Excellent. So as I mentioned here, I'm just going to pop this out. This is going to get thrown away or burned. And the coffee grounds, I just kind of brush them off. And I'll usually poke this up into a tree or something and let it dry out. As soon as it dries, most of the grounds fall off a heck of a lot easier, and then it just folds up and it's ready for the next use. So as far as durability goes, this has been with me on several trips. I don't use this all the time, but this has been with me on several trips, specifically if I'm just carrying a boiler with me. It is flat, so it doesn't get a lot of abuse because it's just kind of sandwiched in things. But I haven't had any issues with it. The filter hasn't even shown a hint of a tear as I cleaned it or anything like that. And it's pretty cheap. I don't really remember what this was, maybe 10 bucks or something like that. I have an Amazon store now. I will try to put a link to it in my Amazon store. If not, I'll put a link to the product, and I definitely think you should check one out. Hard to believe, but there are people that don't drink coffee, and if you're traveling with them or camping with them, it's nice to be self-sufficient and be able to light an alcohol stove, boil water in a couple minutes, or at least get it warm, coffee hot in a couple minutes, then make a cup of coffee without building a whole fire, boiling up cowboy coffee. This is just quicker and simpler. All right, so I'm going to enjoy the view and enjoy this cup of coffee. If you enjoy coffee like this in the wild, and it's good to have multiple means in your possession. So it's good to be able to use an Esbit stove or an alcohol stove and just boil water real quick. If you're going to do something like that, this GSI is the way to go. If you're going to use a Kelly kettle or anything of that nature, this is damn near mandatory in my opinion. It's inexpensive, it's lightweight, it's durable. I got nothing but good things to say about it, so check it out. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.